This episode of This Agile Life has been brought to you by BrilliantAgile.com, providing Agile and Scrum training, consultancy, and personnel.
BrilliantAgile.com. Done right, it's brilliant.
Released on Sunday, July 10th, 2016, This Agile Life, Episode 112, Agile Dev East.
The software industry transforms more and more every day. Agile methods are quickly replacing traditional ones. The question is, are you agile enough? This podcast is devoted to agile and lean software development. Time to welcome your agile coaches on This Agile Life.
Hey everybody, it's John, and before we get started with today's episode, I want to let you know we have partnered with the Agile Dev East Conference. And in today's episode, I'm going to be sitting down with Lee Copeland from Agile Dev East to introduce you to the conference and to let you know about all the great things that are going to be going on at Agile Dev East, including the fact that This Agile Life is going to be down there. At least me and Amos right now that we know of are going to be down at Agile Dev East in November. So without further ado, here's my discussion with Lee Copeland. Hello everyone, I'm John Sextro, and today, this episode of This Agile Life, we're sitting down with Lee Copeland from TechWell. Lee is the program chair for Agile Dev East this year. Good morning, Lee. How are you?
I'm great today. Good to chat.
Thank you so much for joining us here on This Agile Life. And we're excited because Agile Dev East is coming up in November, and we wanted to get everybody else a little bit excited about Agile Dev East, and we thought you as the program chair, you'd be the guy to help us do that.
I'd like to.
How is it that you became the program chair for Agile Dev East, Lee?
Well, it's a long story. I joined software quality engineering about 16 years ago and was doing a lot of training and consulting. And then it came a point where they needed a kind of a full-time program chair for the Star East and Star West testing conferences and asked me to do that. And I was pleased to do that because it meant less nights in hotel rooms. And over the years, a number of things have happened. First of all, SQE, Software Quality Engineering, has changed names. We're now TechWell Corporation. And the number of conferences that we offered grew from one, the original STAR conference, to now a number. And so I'm program chair for both Star East and Star West, the testing conferences, and also what started out as the Better Software Conference, both East and West. Now, as Agile has grown in popularity, we've added that to Better Software Conference, so it became two conferences that were co-located, same time, same place. And now, as DevOps is raising its head in popularity, we've added a third conference. So we're now officially the Better Software and Agile Dev and DevOps conference, all at the same time, same place. And so there's a breadth and a depth across the whole spectrum of software development and testing that is featured in these conferences. And I thoroughly enjoy being the program chair. It's a great job to have.
Sounds like it. Wow. So this is interesting. You've got three conferences essentially under one roof. And so for the price of admission to a single conference, you get access to information about testing, about DevOps, about Agile.
You do. And that's one of the things that we get constantly good feedback on from delegates is the ability to, go learn about Agile or go learn about DevOps or learn about, say, metrics on the waterfall side, because lots of organizations are mixing these. They haven't moved to one or the other. And so it gives our delegates the ability to go learn a lot of different things.
That's wonderful, and that's something I think that is rare today in the conferences. Usually they're very specific to one of these particular topics or categories, and you guys are tackling all three of them at once.
That's true.
Very interesting location for the conference. It's down in Orlando, Florida. Great vacation destination.
It is a great destination. We have lots of delegates bring families and, make a real event out of it. Plus, Orlando in November, for many people in the country, is a great place to go.
Let's talk a little bit more about the conference itself and the program. So the conference is kind of broken up. It's really broken up into 3 sections. You've got a couple of days of training up front at the beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday is the conference with the speakers and the sessions. And then Friday is a leadership summit. Can you tell us a bit more about how that's organized and broken up and what we can expect on those days?
Sure. Training actually begins on Sunday. We have some 2-day and 3-day detailed classes. Things like Agile tester certification or Scrum Master training. There's a 2-day course on fundamentals of Agile certification. So people who want some in-depth training or want to achieve certain levels of certification are welcome to start on Sunday. Then we have, that training continues on Monday and Tuesday, but starting on Monday then we have full day and half day tutorials. And again, those tutorials are on the Agile side of the house, the waterfall side of the house, the DevOps side of the house. And so, some fairly high level things like principles and practices of lean software development. But then we also have very detailed tutorials like Docker fundamentals. So we have something, we try and have something for all levels of experience, because we've found over the years that some of our delegates are first timers. They're the new DevOps leader and they've been at it for a month, and they need some basic stuff. And then we have people who come year after year who are experienced professionals who really need details of new technology. So we have full day and half day tutorials both on Monday and Tuesday. Then, as you say, the program starts on Wednesday and and Thursday also, and it follows the same pattern. We have a couple of keynotes each day, and then we have a number of simultaneous track sessions. Keynotes on Wednesday feature Andy Kaufman and David Hussman. Very, very different people with very different interests and expertise, yet both have something to say to the software development and test community. So we're pleased to have them. We run 8 concurrent sessions all day long. I'm just looking at titles here: Agile Leadership, Agile Metrics, Agile Requirements. That's on the Agile side. Then we've got things like projects and teams, going mobile, and software quality on the better software side. And then we've got DevOps and DevOps implementation on the DevOps side. Coming up at this conference, we're running 2 simultaneous DevOps tracks, where in the past we've only run 1. And the reason for that, again, is the interest of our delegates. Then on Thursday, again, we start off with a keynote. Sherry Chang from Intel is going to talk about their DevOps experience. Then again, throughout the day, we have the 8 simultaneous sessions, closing with Larry Macheron's keynote on Agile metrics at the end of the day. So Wednesday and Thursday are jam-packed. Then Thursday evening, there's what we call the Agile Leadership Summit reception, because all day Friday, we have the Leadership Summit, and we've got some great speakers. The summit is designed as kind of the capstone of the conference. It's also aimed at a higher level in the organization, and so we're talking about leading leaders and games for learning and leadership at all levels and things to avoid in software testing. Those are the big topics at the Leadership Summit. And we encourage people, to come to the whole conference, the Sunday through Friday conference.
And the packages that are offered, Lee, those are broken up so that you can attend all three components of the conference, including the training and the tutorials. You can attend the conference proper, as well as attending the leadership summit, or you can mix and match and pick what it is you want to attend. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. Yes, you don't have to come to the entire thing. We have people who come just for the summit. We also have delegates who don't stay for the summit. So again, it's what we invite potential delegates to do is look at the program and choose those pieces that are best suited for them.
That's great. And it's nice that you offer people the ability to mix and match what it is that they want to attend, and they can customize their experience and get out of the conference exactly what they're looking for. I'm very intrigued by the leadership summit. So that sounds like it might be more than just sessions. Are there planned chances for people throughout the conference as well as the leadership summit to get together, network, make new connections, make new friends, etc.?
Absolutely. And that starts Thursday night at the reception. It's a 2-hour reception. There's a talk that kind of kicks it off. But then mostly it's the rest of the evening is a networking opportunity. In that discussion, people identify topics that they want to delve into depth in on the Friday session. And so there are presentations on Friday, but at least half the time is spent in small group discussions, in presentations of delegates to other delegates. We're trying to create an environment of real learning and networking also.
We've attended a number of conferences here as the hosts of This Agile Life, and have given some feedback to the listeners about patterns of best practices, if you will, patterns for attending conferences. And some of our advice has always been to attend those networking events and make as many new connections as you can in the industry and make new friends as well. And there's a lot of times where some of the best material, some of the best information is gained in some of those hallway conversations and those networking events. And I'm pleased to see that TechWell and Agile Dev East have programmed some of that into their conference this year.
Yeah, let me tell you about a couple other networking things that we do. One is we have a Meet the Speakers lunch thing organized. Various speakers volunteer. We assign each one a table. We put a name tag up so people will, delegates will know who's sitting where. And then we invite delegates to go meet these speakers, meet these experts, chat with them, bring questions, just have discussions, meet people who are leaders in the field who are willing to take their time to chat and start to create additional network opportunities. We also have we create a situation where delegates can sign up for a 15-minute chat with our various speakers. And again, this is a sit-down one-on-one. We have tables out in the hallway, and delegates can come and sign up for a 15-minute block of time, meet with an expert, and again, just chat, network, make friends, or if they like, bring a problem, and get some free consulting. And we found both of those networking opportunities to be very useful, and our delegates continually compliment us on the ability to have those networking opportunities, in addition to the great presentations that we sponsor.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful idea to have those blocks of time where people can sign up to spend time with the speakers. I've wished at a number of conferences that they would have done that in the past, and I'm very pleased to see that you guys are doing that with this conference. I want to pause here for a moment to thank all of our supporters that joined our private Slack channel. On our private Slack channel, the hosts of This Agile Life talk with our supporters about our daily challenges as we continue living our agile lives. In this episode, I would also like to personally thank Joelle Tegwin. Joelle started supporting the show back in June 2015. Joelle, thank you for your support. We feel honored that you listen to the show. If you want to join Joelle in our private Slack channel, go to thisagilelife.com/community.
One thing I'd like to add is that the speakers that we have, the environment that we create, is a very open one. I have attended conferences in the past where, if you were not, 2 or 3 of the highest level luminaries, you didn't speak to anybody and nobody spoke to you. It was just kind of, well, that person is kind of untouchable, unspeakable. Our conferences are not like that at all. We have a very open, very warm environment where there's lots of networking going on, lots of chatting. Sometimes it's formally in these situations I've just talked about. Sometimes it's in the bar afterwards. You see clusters of people chatting about various topics. It's a very open environment, and we would hope that delegates, when they come, start with that assumption that we can go up and talk to anybody, and it's a great opportunity for both learning and networking.
That's great. And Lee, I know that on Wednesday and Thursday you have an expo that's going on. Can you tell us a bit more about the expo and what people can expect to see there and learn there and find there in the expo?
Yeah, we invite vendors of all types of products and services to come and display their wares in the expo. And so they set up booths and give demonstrations, and they have their sales experts there ready to talk to delegates. And it's just a great opportunity to see the latest and greatest, both in terms of products and services. We have a couple of games that we play to encourage delegates to go visit folks in the expo with associated prizes. But it's just a great opportunity to have in one place all these different vendors.
Absolutely. Great to get out there and meet those vendors, find out what's out there in the industry, what's going on, what's trending, what products are available to help elevate your game as you're working towards constantly improving what it is you're doing in software development and better software in DevOps and in Agile, of course. Well, Lee, it's been wonderful having you on the program today to talk about Agile Dev East 2016. Once again, that's going to be November 13th through the 18th down in beautiful Orlando, Florida. And we here at This Agile Life are excited about this conference because we're going to be part of it. I personally am going to be down there attending the conference. I'm going to try and get some time with some of those speakers and record some conversations with them. And then we're going to be turning those into a couple of podcasts to kind of recap what has gone on down at Agile Dev East and capture some of the great information that's being conveyed down there. So if any of our listeners have any time in their busy conference attending schedule, I'd certainly encourage them to make time for Agile Dev East, November 13th through the 18th. Lee, thanks again for being part of this interview and This Agile Life. Where can people find out more about you? What else would you like to tell us about the conference?
Well, the place to go is techwell.com, and you can trace from there. At the top of the page, it lists our conferences. The detailed program is available at bsceast.techwell.com. And just encourage all of the listeners to put this on their schedule if they possibly can. It's a great conference. We attract between 600 and 800 delegates each conference. Plus, we have another 100 speakers, plus 1 to 200 vendors. So it's a huge conference and lots of opportunity both to learn and to network. encourage people to come.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for this interview today. We appreciate it.
John, appreciate your doing this. We'll see you there.
This Agile Life is brought to you by a community of Agile developers and coaches aspiring to spread the word about this groundbreaking approach to software development. Join us at thisagilelife.com/community.